And so, day two of the tournament just happened, and we got your four to go through. Just off the top, interceptors led by Kyle. Kyle always seems to show up in the preseason tournament this year, no different, leading everybody in index. 77 index for the preseason. I mean, he was just the go to guy. 37 points, 26 outs, 11 catches. So, defensive tip much? I mean, he was defending himself as well. Um, but look at Ricky Pete right under there. He's trying to assert his dominance. Everybody's kind of giving up on his career, but he showed out. He did really well. 72 index. Salazar third. Now that he's the sole guy. But look at Nicole, the rookie. Sixth best index under Greeley and Obama. So he's trying to join some pretty highly touted um, characters up there. So that'll be interesting to watch if he becomes the next superstar in the league. But we got the Silverbacks, so you're going to see Nicole and Salazar go up against the Skylarks. Rookie of the year last year, Mensch Vasiliev leading his team in a very muddled division. Everybody was around 50%, but the Skylarks came out of that. Group 1, the Interceptors won by 1 point. I mean, if the Checkers had one more point, they would have won. But that's just how it happens. Even in Group 2, despite the Silverbacks getting shut out by the Empire in the final game, the Empire are sitting at home, but they had a very good showing, and things are really looking up for that squad. Dizzy Devils as well. Great defense. I mean, the Durant and McFadden experiment might just go really well. They did pretty well. Toros, Scarlet Ember did not do well. Toros and Diamonds just did not do well at all. Sea Dogs barely missed the um, group stage. They got burned by the Gold in the final game in the championship rematch. They'll be meeting them week one, first week of the first game of the season. Sea Dog plays. Everybody knows about that. Um, and the captains almost surged. They did really well with Esparza and obviously Ricky Pete. So, but Esparza he'll be around tomorrow as Team Argentina plays the winner of the tournament. Um, and just looking at the teams really quickly before we know the official result, it's looking like one of the most improved teams is going to be Phoenix with a 20 point improvement expected. You got Greeley improving in throws and catching as if he needs any more improvements catching or throwing for that matter. I mean, the man's just crazy. Spoon's improving throwing, Nagley across the board, so that's looking like a great pickup already for them. Um, And let's just look at you got Leche. He's going to improve a little bit. So Reapers, it's more of a long game with the Reapers. They're trying to invest in some solid players. Let's look at a little bit of disappointments. You had Ellie Miller, despite his great his stats, he's declining a little bit there. And so they're all overall a -5. Diamonds -10. I mean, nothing's just rolling their way right now. Despite the captain's great performance, they're a -15. So I mean, they're a little older team, so they're gonna have to kind of rejigger some things. They have some open contracts, so they might have to be able to change some things around. Now, one of the teams they did pretty well, the Checkers, but it's just really impossible that they're going to be able to stay together with the money they owe their contracts. So it's just kind of a experimental team. It's same with the Pharaohs. I mean, they got Vega to pay for, they got Tampa to pay for, and then they got two more spots to pay for if they cut Dante's contract. And they're only improving 5. Charlie going down a little bit. He might get caught. He might not be the best thrower this year. Tamp going down as well, throwing wise. So the experiment might not even be worth it at this point. So, so it's kind of if Tamp decreases his expected output, the Pharaohs might actually be able to save some money on his demand. So it's kind of a good thing that Tamp held out. And maybe he was thinking the opposite. He was thinking he could hold out, prove his worth during the tournament, and then get a fatter contract. So Tamp, it's just weird thinking what his motivations are right now. It just seems like a lot of it is monetary. I mean, he has 5 straight All-Star games. league MVP, he's a league champion. So, I mean, what else would he be after at this point in his career than money? So, it's going to be interesting to see. But, I mean, we're going to kick back and enjoy day 3 of the preseason tournament tomorrow. So these are your 4 teams: Gold, Skylarks, Silverbacks, and Interceptors. And I bet you Coach Pierce wants to prove, I mean, it seems like he's doing everything to spite Lenore at this point, cut her. He's like, hey, we can win the preseason tournament without you. Get off us. We're moved on. Um, but it's going to be interesting to see if the Silverbacks, they haven't had any good news in a really long time, despite having such a good roster. So I mean, a good showing here from them that'll bode well. They got a nice young rookie. Salazar looks like he's ready and fresh. So it'll be a good matchup. Kyle with the Interceptors, Vasiliev, and kind of the ragtag bunch with the Skylarks, Jason and Vito coming on board. So it'll be a good matchup. Good matchups tomorrow, and we will see you then.